Hi everyone, welcome to DOdaily, Monday Motivation. It's Des here, checking in for the first time this week, looking to instill all the inspiration and motivation I can to make sure I have a good week, and of course those that looking in do too. I'm out and about, down by the river, down by this vent. Always like to get down here whenever I can. Anybody who watches will know I am actually always here. But pleased today to report that my Monday motivation's high. I've actually been out for a run, which is particularly pleasing. Really been missing that. So being able to never miss a Monday, getting my activity is always a great start for me. Of course, I look to build on that as the week goes on. Use the daily motivations to discuss where I'm at, to process everything and to enjoy all the things I'm doing. I'm actually out with the dog at the moment, backing up that run with more steps, bit of walking, loosening the legs in all reality, just brushing off the day in the best way I can. Of course, before we go any further, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. My daily vlog, my ramblings about how things are going, how I'm enjoying things, when things don't go quite to plan, and of course that little bit of focus on encouraging activity and positive mental health. I'm always looking at ways I can improve, far from perfect. So if it's something that interests you, like I say, please do subscribe, and of course please like this episode. It will just support what I'm trying to do, even if you don't particularly enjoy. Sorry, the reason I'm spinning around is because the dog keeps wrapping himself up around my legs. I've actually got him on the lead today because it's dark and I can't actually see where he runs off to. But like I say, if you can support the channel in any way, shape or form, or you know anybody who might enjoy listening to somebody quite normal, quite mundane sometimes, just go about the business and try and find a better way to do it, then that's what I'm all about. That's what DOdaily is all about. I use the different motivations, as I said, to really sort of push on through the week. Whilst today was Monday motivation, I like to work off that slogan of never miss a Monday. Again, I've already touched on that. You know, it's about using those in the best way we can to take it all forward, take forward what's working for us. And in the last few weeks on a Monday, been really positive about the weekends and how exciting and how all the sort of fantastic things I've done around people and the big occasions, mainly around football. That's a true passion of mine as well. Have really sort of got me going into the week and made me feel good as we set off. This weekend it's been total opposite, but in many ways I feel just as positive, just as good about life, about what I'm doing, you know, going into a new one. Really quiet. Managed to sort of walk a park run at the weekend. That was tough. My injuries aren't quite cleared up, so I am being careful despite the fact I ran this evening. And then yesterday I was gonna run, didn't quite manage it, but just a nice day at the cricket. The sun was out, a bit of sun on my face, you know, adhering to some of the challenges I set myself for this month. I always talk about those on DOdaily, and again it just feels like I've got through it in the way that I wanted to. You know, I've been talking about feeling a little bit tired sometimes. It's a case of after the Lord Mayor show, with all these big things we enjoy, and yes, they're great for putting us in a good mood. Sometimes when they disappear, they can put us in a bad mood. As the last couple of weeks have gone on, because it's been so hectic at the weekend, so enjoyable, so full on, you know, I've really started to tire, started to peter out a little bit. And again, I haven't been able to use my running to sort of pick myself up and go again, you know. And that's what the encouragement for activity, the encouragement to keep the spirits high is all about as we tackle life's figures and what work throws at us and difficulties of any given situation that's thrown in front of us. So yes, it's been a case of that in the last few weeks, but this week I'm hoping, feeling a lot more refreshed, a lot more at it. The fact I'm running again, the endorphins are flowing. First time I've actually ran in the heat, felt that sweat and salt on my face. I know that probably sounds a little bit disgusting, but it was a fantastic feeling for me. When I picked up my injury, the sun had not quite come out yet, so it's great that I'm actually getting a bit of running in the nice conditions, in the daylight, down by where I am, where I live. And consider, all things considered, the fact I've not ran for over 3 weeks, I've just tried 1 or 2 little bits. It wasn't a bad effort. It was a pretty decent effort. I'm training for an event around Sheffield later this month, so just sort of mimicking the stages that are involved in that. It's a different kind of event, so something to look forward to. And again, I think it's that's given me real purpose when I've not quite been feeling it, and in that sense. So it's that what's driving me forward. And I was talking about that at a coaching session this evening. I was talking about how we need some purpose and to really lay our goals down. And that event, like I say, is something I'm trying to use just to get up to scratch with my training, get back into it, but also to keep me at a level where I'm not pushing on too much. A staged event where you run so many miles and then you stop and walk and then you run again, probably a great way to sort of come back after an injury, isn't it? Especially after muscle injuries. So again, with that sort of purpose, that intention, of course, getting out on a Monday motivation, never miss a Monday, coming out, walking off my tired legs, because believe me they are, but with the endorphins flowing, the sweat on my face, that feeling of being like a runner. One thing I did pick up from the park run at the weekend, whilst it was really, really tough, I went to one back at home, almost, not far from where I grew up, and it was somewhere where, when I started this running journey in my mid-30s, it's not something I've always done. I got so much from that actual area. I used to run around the area, I used to do long Sunday 10-mile runs on my own. And whilst I've been moaning and dwelling on the fact I can't run very much at the moment, it kind of hit home that I've actually come a long way since then. Like I say, running on my own, single in a different world, a parallel universe to what I have now. But it was a place where I had to dig deep, find something I enjoy, find that purpose again. And it was that run, it was those Sunday 10-milers as I was picking up, training for events, almost discovering myself, discovering a passion for running that really got me going. So this run at the weekend, whilst, like I say, I was struggling through the route and getting up some tough hills, it was kind of like a wake-up call as well, to make me realise that if I focus on what I really want, I can get there again. And I'm not starting from the point I was then, I'm starting from a much better position. So whilst I've got these 1 or 2 injuries, and when you're a runner that feels like the end of the world, it's not really, is it? Compared to the weight I had on my shoulders then, compared to the issues I had of feeling a little bit sorry for myself, feeling a little bit lost, feeling a little bit lonely, I guess, and just doing what I had to do to get through it. It shows that you can come a long way. Don't get me wrong, I've not made it, not by any stretch of the imagination. I would never sort of claim that or be as arrogant to think that. There's still a lot of work to do, there's still a lot of things that I need to sort out, but I've said it recently, I've had a fantastic couple of years of things falling nice into place, and if that keeps happening, I can only be excited about it. But we have to sometimes look back to where we started, where we found purpose. I found it in running, I found it back then, trudging through trails in a country park just a mile or so away from home, where like I said, I'd get that long run in at the weekend, and I'd quite often use at other times. Find that real purpose there. It's about finding what you really want and absolutely going for it. On a Monday, what a place to start. For me, it kind of started all over again, but with a little bit of caution. You know, it's all about looking at what you need, want, can get, you know, and absolutely going for it. Start the week in that frame of mind, and you're giving yourself absolutely every chance of having a good one, building on it, having many more good ones in the foreseeable future, and really getting to that target and goal that you set yourself. That's the message today, guys. Just absolutely go for it. You know, whatever it throws at us. You know, sometimes things are sent to try us, get in the way, upset us, but we can't let it stop us. We have to keep going, and whenever we've got an opportunity, whether it's a new day, month, week, year, whether it's something else that happens to us, we have to go again. Always the message on a Monday. You know, after a nice relaxed one with all those big things behind me, with lots of big things to come, you know, it's about almost hitting that reset button and giving it another go. Until Tuesday training, when I'll be looking to add, perhaps not a run, but at least something on what I've done today. Just doing it.